I met you in the dark, you lit me up. You made me feel as though I wasn't off. We danced the night away, we drank too much. I held your hair back when you were throwing up. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest, and you asked me to stay over. I said I already told you, I think that you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you'd never know. 'Cause I played it cool when I was scared of letting go. I knew I needed you, but I never showed. But I wanna stay with you until we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I'll wake you up with some breakfast in bed. I'll bring you coffee with a kiss on your head. And I'll take the kids to school, wave them goodbye. And I'll thank my lucky stars for that night. When you looked over your shoulder, for a minute I forget that I'm older. I wanna dance with you right now. Oh, and you look as beautiful as ever, and I swear that every day you'll get better. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you, and I hope you know, darling, your love is more than worth its weight in gold. We've come so far, my dear, look how we've grown. And I wanna stay with you until we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. I wanna live with you, even when we're ghosts. 'Cause you were always there for me when I needed you most. I'm gonna love you till my lungs give out. I promise till death we part, like in our vows. So I wrote this song for you, now everybody knows that it's just you and me till we're gray and old. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Just say you won't let go. Oh, just say you won't let go.
So I was actually going to start with silencing your phones, but I don't know if anybody does this. Mom turned around. Everybody always looks at the bride coming down the aisle. It's pretty awesome to look at the groom and see the look on his face, actually. All right, so let's do this thing. First of all, if you have not already done it, please silence your phones. If your phone goes off during the ceremony, we will stop to publicly shame you. We want lots of pictures. My budding social influencer sister wants lots of pictures, and you can post them all over social media, so those are permitted. And with that, let us begin. Today, as you all know, we're here to celebrate the love of Sean Snow and Brittany Rogers. Today, we will support them as they enter marriage, and perhaps the best thing that I can say on behalf of Sean and Brittany is that they want today to keep today light and fun. So that being said, let's keep this short but meaningful, and then really get down to the fun. We have a long night of celebrating ahead of us. If you take a look around you, you'll see that you're surrounded by loved ones of Sean and Brittany. Friends and family have come from near and far to watch these two exchange vows and enter marriage. Sean and Brittany are so grateful for all of you and the sacrifices you have made to be here. We also want to give out a shout out to the parents of Sean and Brittany. I always say success is rarely a coincidence. It comes from having support in your life, and both sets of parents love Sean and Brittany as their children and love them as a couple. I speak on behalf of both Sean and Brittany when I thank them for everything that they have done to make today meaningful and everything that they have done for them in leading up to this moment. And for the friends and family who couldn't make it, they're never going to be forgiven. No, we're just kidding. We know that they are celebrating with us and they're here with us in spirit. Except for their cats, Sammy and Kona. I pushed for Sammy to be a ring bearer, as I don't have pockets to hold the rings. Sean, I think, was the first one to say no to that. It's probably for the best. It would have been life number 10 for Sammy. Nobody needs that. And if you take a look around you, it's impossible to miss just how beautiful this backdrop is. St. Pete Beach is beautiful, and St. Pete Beach is so Brittany and Sean. As you can tell from their Greek god and goddess tans, the beach loves them back as much as they love the beach. They love coming here with friends, family, and sometimes just each other. So this was the obvious perfect choice for their wedding. They actually got engaged right up the beach as well. I was beyond excited when Sean and Brittany asked me to marry them. Rarely am I fazed by public speaking, but I started to get a little nervous at the beginning. Then I actually calmed down, and now I'm nervous once again. So I got a little bit of the shake going on. The two mean the world to me, and I want this to be perfect, and I want this to be them. So thus began the task of writing something, keeping something light, and keeping everybody smiling. I only hope that I'm successful, more successful than I was in getting my base tan. I don't want my white complexion to take away from Brittany's beautiful dress. I'm a firm believer in that God puts the most special people in our lives when we are looking for it the least. Over 10 years ago now, Sean and Brittany arrived at Virginia Tech for their freshman orientation. They met, and from there, a friendship grew as they started their first year. They started hanging out regularly and doing things that college kids did. And for the sake of family, I was to edit this down to they studied engineering together, they took leisurely strolls throughout the campus, they admired architecture of campus buildings, and only when they were of legal age did they enjoy the occasional adult beverage in extreme moderation. Anyways, it wasn't long before they realized that there was more to this friendship. They began dating, they fell in love, and have been in love ever since. And in all seriousness, it's humbling to look at them and realize that these are two people that really got it right. 10 years older than my sister, I've learned a lot from their relationship. I'm sure many of you have as well. Again, stemming from a friendship and then recognizing their shared interests, it was natural to grow closer and to fall in love. What truly makes them special, though, is the support that they continue to show for one another. After college, Brittany and Sean moved to DC together. And as we know, that's what Virginia Tech grads do, so that really wasn't that big of a deal. But taking the risk a few years later, after that, to move down here, that took courage. Because of their support of one another, though, they were able to do this. And honestly, it probably made it somewhat easy. They were able to move with the best friend and the love of their life. Really, prior to the move, the only missing component in their life was finding a place to really establish roots, and they've been able to start this in St. Petersburg. I draw attention to this part of their story because taking such a risk, making a move like this, it's hard. Starting in a new city, new job, new friends, new house. It takes a lot. But again, when you're doing that with your best friend and the love of your life, and you're able to communicate, and you love each other, you take that risk head on and you tackle it. When you have that right person in your life, sometimes the most difficult things become easy. You feel confident because you're supported, and from this you thrive. When I look at Sean and Brittany, I see just that. Two people supporting each other, embracing life, enjoying the good, conquering the bad, and thriving. Watching these two has given me confidence in my own life, and I'm sure it has for others as well. I truly believe that these two epitomize what it means to be in a marriage. And with that, I would like to invite Sean's sister Rebecca up to share a few words about Sean, Brittany, and their future.
My hair's going crazy. Okay. From today forward, your time spent together as husband and wife extends beyond this beach, far past the horizon to a time and a place more incredible than anything you could have seen from shore. It's a brave voyage to set sail and lose sight of the coast, not knowing where you may end up. Sometimes you drift along with the sun in your hair and life is easy, and sometimes you get caught in a storm, so you grab the rigging, adjust the sails, and hold on tight to make it through. No matter the weather, if you rely on each other, you will arrive at a destination that far exceeds your wildest dreams. This day is a drop in the vast lifetime you'll experience together. Not every day will be as memorable as your wedding day, but the average days, like the grains of sand we stand on, will add up and build a remarkable life. May your love for each other be as constant as the waves upon the shore, and your bond remain as deep as the infinite flow of the ocean. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Wait, fast. I'm sorry.
Seriously. Shame.
Sorry.
Thank you, Rebecca. With an already rich history, having taken risks together, and having shown that they love each other unconditionally, and in supporting each other in times of difficulty and triumph, we know that these two are ready to tackle marriage and take the next steps towards their future. Rebecca said it perfectly with the grains of sand. We're all excited to watch them grow and look forward to future milestones or grains of sand, buying a home, starting a family, and perhaps even Brittany conquering the difficulties of mental math one day. They will be great at all of it, except for Brittany and the math, of course. And now we will represent Sean and Brittany's two lives blending into one with a wine ceremony. Now, Sean and Brittany have assured me that this is genuine and not just an excuse to drink during their ceremony. We'll see. Anyways, I do care about them both greatly, so I decided to humor this. So let's do this. First of all, do we have Tide pens ready? Sean? It's not for Brittany, it's for Sean. The red wine is on Brittany's side it's very strategically placed. All right. In all seriousness, Sean and Brittany, these two crafts of wine represent your individual spirits, all that you are and all that you will become. The common craft in the center is your marriage that is about to begin. It's the place where you will blend your lives together. It represents the joining of your two lives, two spirits, and two souls. Sean and Brittany, will you please both pour some of your wine into the common carafe while leaving some in your individual carafes? As you pour your wines, keep in mind the pledge that you will make today. While it is important that you remain true to yourselves and your individualities, you're now choosing to blend your lives together. You acknowledge that it will be equally as important to live your lives together, make choices together, and make decisions that best support your combined future. Please now pour your blended wine into your celebratory cups. Careful, Sean. Wow, that was an even pour too. Very good. And now, as you've been waiting for, please now drink in celebration of your combined lives. Oh my gosh, we actually did it. You guys want to take another sip? Come on, we know that you want to have another sip. Go ahead. I was wondering where the efficient wine was, but I guess that doesn't get worked into this. All right, let's go ahead back then. What? Oh, we're still going? Okay, now. Oh, very nice. Yeah, we got to make this look good. We're getting down to the meaningful part, but Nikki, please hurry. We know that the wine's been had and it's time for Sean's tiny bladder to kick in, so. Brittany insisted on that being in there. There it is. These vows have been carefully selected for Brittany and Sean. We refrained from having Brittany write any vows as we did not want any Britisms causing confusion for anyone in attendance. Only Sean can actually decipher these. So, the vows that you all can understand. Sean, please repeat after me. Oh, a sec. There we go. I take you, Brittany.
I take you, Brittany.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To love, to comfort, and to support.
To love, to comfort, and to support.
In times of better or worse.
In times of better or worse.
Sickness or health.
Sickness or health.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
I promise to keep taking risks with you.
I promise to keep taking risks with you.
To tackle challenges together.
To tackle challenges together.
And to celebrate each and every day as a gift with you.
And to celebrate each and every day as a gift with you.
With you as my wife,
with you as my wife,
we will focus on the good,
we will focus on the good,
cheer on our Hokies,
cheer on our Hokies,
and crush this thing called life.
and crush this thing called life.
Anything else you want to add?
Love you.
Your turn, Brittany. Please repeat after me. I take you, Sean,
I take you, Sean,
to be my lawfully wedded husband,
to be my lawfully wedded husband,
to love, to comfort, and to support
to love, to comfort, and support
in times of better or worse,
in times of better and or worse,
sickness or health,
sickness or health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
I promise to keep taking risks with you,
I promise to keep taking risks with you,
to tackle challenges together,
to tackle challenges together,
and to celebrate each and every day as a gift with you.
and to celebrate each and every day as a gift with you.
With you as my husband,
With you as my husband,
we will focus on the good,
focus on the good,
we will cheer on our Hokies,
cheer on our Hokies,
and crush this thing called life.
and crush this thing called life. I love you.
Sean, do you have the rings?
Hope so.
There's somewhere in there.
Got pushed down.
There we go. All right.
We're good.
Brittany, I will hand this one to you.
Thank you.
And Sean.
Don't drop it.
I know, right? That's my biggest fear, is dropping this in the sand. For you. The rings that you hold represent your commitment to each other as husband and wife, not just today, but on each and every day moving forward. They represent the vows that you just shared and the love that you have for one another. Sean, do you take Brittany as your wife?
I do.
Please place the ring that you have for Brittany on her hand, representing your commitment to her, to your love, and to your future. Brittany, do you take Sean as your husband?
I do.
Please place the ring that you have for Sean on his hand, representing your commitment to him, to your love, and to your future. All right, now remember, for the next part, I have to step aside. We don't want me to ruin the backdrop. Okay. I've been waiting for this part. By the power vested in me by the state of Florida and through my completion of the 5-minute online application and my forever commitment to the Universal Life Church, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Go ahead and seal it with a kiss. Everyone, please help me in celebrating Sean and Brittany as a married couple. And as you have all been waiting for, let's get our party on. Lead us out, Sean and Britt.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel it. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we can have your attention, please. Once again, if we can have your attention, we greatly appreciated. On behalf of our wonderful staff here at the beautiful Sirata Beach Resort, we'd like to welcome you all. I am James Kinger Grand, Hemet & Associates, and I'll be your DJ and MC for the evening. And folks, ready to get this party started. By doing that, we're going to welcome in our bridegroom. So let's put our hands together once again for Brittany and Sean.
coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, cross life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got a hit, but shawty, he not out. We set the city on fire soon as he got free. The king back now.
Let's hear it for them once again. And folks, we're gonna go ahead and watch in as our bride and groom share in their first dance.
Girl, you stole my heart and changed it. Took all of my plans and rearranged them. Now I finally know what amazing grace
When I look into your eyes, baby, I see my whole life. What you say, we put us down some roots, found a house up on a hill, and travel around the world, put some pictures on the shelf. Hold you close and keep the faith, raise some kids with our last name. Well, come on, baby, what you say we do. I feel like growing old with you. I'm growing old with you. Every day I love you better than the day before. Watch them sunsets fading from the front porch. We'll build this home together, weather any storm. And as the years keep rolling on, you'll be right where I belong. What you say, we put us down some roots, found a house up on a hill, travel around the world, put some pictures on the shelf. Hold you close and keep the faith, raise some kids with our last name. Well, come on, baby, what you say we do. I feel like growing old with you. I'm growing old with you. What you say, we put us down some roots, find a house up on a hill, travel around this world, put some pictures on the shelf. Maybe one day our babies go and have some babies of their own, and you'll get all my time till all my time is through. I feel like growing old with you. Growing old with you. I feel like growing old with you.
Well, let's hear it once again for Brittany and Sean.
Is it on? Oh, it is on. All right, great. They asked me to say a few words. So, Brittany, Sean, it's about time. Thank you. I do have more. Okay. I'm sorry. Jesus. All right. First of all, there's a lot of young guys here. You don't want to real hard talk. So the bar is open if you want to avoid me. Anyhow, this is how we got here. It takes 4 other people to get to where we are today. Cleves and Mary Jo and myself. And all the time. How'd you do that? It all started with us. I'm about Cleveland Glory. But it all started with us about in August of this year. It'll be 45 years when Mary Jo and myself were sitting in your position. And we kind of felt the same way you did. We wanted to party. Okay. We had no other thoughts in mind except get married, party, down. It happened that we had a little thing. And I'm just going to say real quick, I mean, there's women in here that have had their babies. And when I grew up, I always remember a cartoon with a little stork carrying a baby in a little cloth, clean as could be, and dropping them off at the residence of whoever it was. Well, that's not the case, believe me. And this, for all 4 of ours, I was the Lamaze coach. And they taught you to say, you know, help your wife breathe. Like, anyhow, that was the situation, but it's not like that at all. In this case, and in your case, Dr. Stork, whoever he was, sat between Mom's legs, okay, like a quarterback delivering a football. And I learned one thing. You can't be a Lamaze coach. Stay away from it, because some of the things that are said in that delivery room are unbelievable. That's it. So, anyhow, let's go ahead. This was in November of '92, and we'll skip all the high school stuff and everything. But Brittany went on to college, and the fate has it that she looked, Sean looked, they both made a decision to go to Virginia Tech, which was probably one of the greatest decisions you both ever made. Okay. The first time we met Sean, wonderful kid, I'll tell you. We just liked him, and I don't know if you were officially dating at the time in your freshman year, but he was okay. Anyhow, well, you know what? Let me go back to our wedding. I'm sorry. One thing I did remember about our wedding, it was that I ate my wife's meal because she was so nervous. And we actually roached on the dance floor. Now, if you don't know what the roach is, if you ever saw Animal House, it is the dance that they do during the toga party. And the toga parties that's the story for another time, believe me. Anyhow, back to Virginia Tech. These guys were wonderful, and one of the things we found that Sean loved to fish, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to teach this kid how to fish. Really, I said, I'm going to make how you make your limit all the time. So I'm going to just hold on with me 1 second here. I'm sorry about it. Just, thank you. Got it. This is how you make your limit fishing. Okay? You might not catch fish, but you really have a good time. Yeah. So this is for you, Sean. I hope you treasure it.
I will.
It's all different makes of fish. Oh, I'm sorry, cans of beer. I'm sorry. But, anyhow, wonderful guy, and we met him by chance. Did you help us unpack freshman year by chance? I know Beamer had his football players there, but anyhow, great. They just seemed to gel together. Immediately. It's the freshman year, and it just so happened that with what was it, 3,400 enrollees, these two get in the same dorm at the same, and I think that helped things move along even quicker. And the second year, same thing. They were in the same dorm. How they did that, I have no idea. But in the sophomore or junior and senior year, it was living next to one another. Okay. But you know what? It's just one of these things that you waited. It's been, well, let's put it this way. It's been wonderful, Brittany, and now, Sean. We want to welcome you to the family. Very happy for the both of you. And I'm going to, if it's all right, we'll go ahead and toast to that, please. Okay. All right. And pretty much that's all I have to say. Probably enough for you guys. So.
Well, let's have a round of applause once again for our father of the bride, Mr. Greg Rogers. Thank you, sir. Keep that applause coming for our father of the groom. Please.
Oh, thank you. You guys are in trouble. I've got something written here, so sit back and relax. I'm Sean's dad, as everyone knows, and I'm proud to announce I'm Brittany's father-in-law. Yay! And one thing I want to say firstly is Lindsay, great job. Rebecca, great job. Excellent job. Really enjoyed it. Perfectly said, really so. Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see Sean and Brittany's family and friends here to celebrate their marriage. I think everyone's ready for a good party, as Greg had said. And I'm pretty sure that's why they had the fathers give the address, because we'd keep it short, at least try to anyway. I was trying to think of what to say, and it boiled down to what a pleasure it is to be part of Sean's life, and seeing how Brittany has added to his joy together. The sum of the parts much greater than the single. As parents, Lori and I couldn't ask for more, as they have each other to embrace the future. Growing up, Sean is kind, smart, athletic, passionate about fishing, and on the serious side until you get to know him. He has grown up to be a nice young man, and we are very proud of him. We enjoyed being Sean's parents and have some good memories. His birth, although he was a little cranky for the first 2 years, maybe 3. Our family trips to Disney. Bass fishing tournaments on DeRidder Lake. We started out with a rowboat and a trolling motor and a 12-volt battery. First time you won the lunker. Yeah. Then we skunked it for the rest of the years. Winning goals over our soccer rival Fabius. In tribute to some of the other ones here, Cody, Dewey, Chris. Our father-son trip to Vegas. We didn't go to the casinos. We went to the Grand Canyon. We flew over the Grand Canyon and visited my sister. Yeah, the Skull Shack. And the evening Sean received his acceptance to Virginia Tech. That was, just think about it, if that never happened, we wouldn't be here tonight, really, seriously, All that Greg had said about them getting together in their freshman and sophomore year never would have happened. So, and sometimes, those are kind of the bigger events, but sometimes it's the smaller events that kind of stick with you. One that comes to mind is Sean and I are fishing off the dock of his grandparents' camp in DeRidder Lake, and we were casting out our lines with lures on it, being serious fishermen. We're out there. He was about 12 at the time. So I'm fishing along, and then I look to the right, and I see a nice young girl fishing in a bay to the right of us. Do you remember this, Sean? Oh, yeah, okay. So she was fishing there, so I'm thinking to myself, cool. Sean's a little uptight sometimes. I said, maybe I'll just say, I said, Sean, hey, look over there. There's a young girl fishing, and maybe you could be summer fishing buddies this year for the summer. So he looks to his right and looks over there, looks back to me in a serious voice and says, "But Dad, she's fishing with a bobber." I said, that's what he noticed. It was like some sort of breach of serious fisherman code or something like that. So that's what Sean noticed when I pointed that out to him. So fast forward, I think, Greg mentioned it, fast forward to Virginia Tech. And we were, it was, Virginia Tech was crawling with people, parents and freshmen all over the place. And we were going to seminars, we were listening to the department head speak on engineering. And he was saying how hard it was, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting anxious and I'm sweating, because I can't do that. And I look over to Sean and he's like just sitting there. I'm going, either he's saying I got it, or he's like doesn't have a clue what he's getting into. That was the second one. But anyway, from there we had to run down into the engineering building where he had to sign up for classes. So his mom, being the organized person she is, we're marching down to the engineering building, and we get there and it basically says only the students go in to register for classes. Well, last minute instructions from Lori. Sean goes in and registers for classes, and he comes out. And, okay, Sean, how'd it go? Well, yeah, I got all the classes. And by the way, I met a girl. Her name's Brittany. And it's like, Sean has never shared anything like that with us. It was just like, you had to pull stuff out of him. Then all of a sudden he shares something that he met a girl signing up for classes. So Brittany, you must have made a first impression. I know there's controversy because you're going to have to talk to them separately and how this all progressed as far as the relationship goes. But but I do know that Sean's focus must have changed since he was 12 because he certainly noticed Brittany.
I don't want to use bobbers.
Yeah, exactly. So we finally met Brittany during the sophomore year. We hiked McAfee now. Is that how you pronounce it? Yep. An 8-mile grueling hike because we had to keep up with these two. But it was punctuated with a nice dinner at the home place at the end. Yeah? Woo, woo. Where else can you hike and burn up maybe 1,500 calories and eat 10,000 calories at the end of the day? But we very much enjoyed her company and how they interacted. And we could tell that they loved being together and doing things together. Anyone who would later agree to go ice fishing with us up at Jody and Deb's family on the St. Lawrence River. It was rainy. There was water on top of the ice, but the ice was still 12 inches thick, so we were safe. Not many bites that day. So I asked Brittany, "Did you enjoy it?" Brittany goes, "Oh yeah, I enjoyed the experience, but I wouldn't do it again." There are limits to true love, I understand. So in conclusion, Lori and I are very happy for you two. You've been committed to each other for 10 years. Your journey started with a name, at the engineering building, the same dorm, study buddies, a good group of friends, Hokies, and in Tully. As a parent, it is so comforting to know that your child has found a soulmate to navigate life's adventures. A match made in tech. Family and friends are here to celebrate that union. And when the celebration is over, we are always still here for you. We love the two of you, and we can't wait to see what the future unfolds. Cheers. Congratulations, guys. Yo.
Look at the two of you dancing that way, lost in the moment and each other's face. So much in love, you're alone in this place, like there's nobody else in the world. I was enough for her not long ago. I was her number one. She told me so, and she still means the world to me. Just so you know,
So be careful when you hold my girl. Time changes everything, life must go on. I'm not gonna stand in your way. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. And I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away. I loved her first. How could that beautiful woman with you be the same freckle-faced kid that I knew? One that I read all those fairy tales to, and tucked into bed all those nights. And I knew the first time I saw you with her, it was only a matter of time. I loved her first, I held her first, and a place in my heart will always be hers. From the first breath she breathed, when she first smiled at me, I knew the love of a father runs deep. I prayed that she'd find you someday, but it's still hard to give her away.
Well, let's have a round of applause once again for our father of the bride and his daughter. Well, we'd like to invite to the dance floor our mother of the groom, and she'll share this next dance with her son. Let's give her a round of applause as she makes her way to the dance floor, please.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stone.
Let's have a round of applause once again for our mother of the groom and her son. Let's hear for our Hokies!
this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when